Okay, welcome back, Jebel Ali. If you remember in the last tutorial, we got our character to go to a certain location when we press the green flag, and we use the go to block. Wherever we put our character, we press the green flag, and there he would go to the start position. So in this tutorial, we're going to get our characters to start moving. Now to do that, we are going to use a special block called a control block. Now the control blocks are down here. I'll just zoom in, and there is our control block, and we're going to use a loop, and it's called a forever loop. So there is our forever loop. So I'm going to drag that from the block palette and put it into the block area. Now this forever loop works like this. Whatever goes inside will continue happening over and over and over again. That's why it's called a loop. It's a forever loop. Can you see the arrow here showing it's going round and round? So I'm going to connect that forever loop underneath my go-to blocks. So we have a series of code here. We've got the green flag, the go-to, and now we have the forever loop. Now what we are going to do, we're going to get our character to move. Okay, so the move blocks are in the motion block. So motion is here again, the blue blocks. So make sure you click on motion, and there's our move block. And our move block, you can drag and drop that onto the block area. As you can see, it's got a number in the middle. That's the number of steps it's going to move each time. So if I drag and drop that into the mouth, this is the mouth of my forever loop. So I'm going to drag that inside there. So basically what will happen when I press the green flag, wherever it is, the characters, it will go here and it will start moving 10 steps the way it's facing. As you can see, my character is facing to the right, so hopefully yours is too. Now let's see what happens. So when I press the green flag, oh, there goes my character. He went off the screen really quickly. So when I press the green flag, he does it again. Okay, so it's working, but it's going a little bit quick. So I'm just going to move him back onto here. See, you can press stop here to stop your code. I'm just going to drag Gobo back onto the screen. Now I'm going to change this number. What do you think it needs to go, up or down? If you said down, you're right. So we want to move it less amounts of steps. So I'm going to halve it. I'm going to go from 10 down to 5 and see what that's like. Okay, you can change it around to what you like. So when I press my green flag again, he goes half the speed. Still maybe a little bit quick, so I'm just going to move it down to 2 just while I'm setting up my game. So when I press the green flag, that's better. So he's moving quite slowly now. So I've got it moving. Now what I want to be able to do, obviously at the moment he's just going in a straight line, and I want him to go around the track, but I want to be able to control him turning. Okay, he's always going to move because I've got the forever loop, but I want him to move left or right, or rotate left or right depending on which key I press. So what we need to do here, we're going to add a new block. This time it's another event block, so we need to make sure we're here on the events. We're going to have a keyboard press. So click on event, and we need to make sure we are here on when key press. Can you see that? So at the moment it says when space key is pressed, but we can change that key when we click on here. So let me just zoom out, and I'm going to drag my first one of those blocks. We need 2 because we need one for left and one for right. So I'm going to choose this time the when left arrow. So that's the left arrow on your keyboard. Should be around the bottom right hand corner of your keyboard. So what we want it to do is when we press the left arrow, we want our character to go left. So rotate this way. Okay, so we need a motion block. If you remember, motion blocks are here. There's our blue motion blocks, and I'm going to click on here, and I'm going to choose, be careful here, I want the turn this way. Can you see the arrows going to the left, and it's going 15 degrees. So I'm going to drag that and put that underneath my when left arrow key is pressed. Remember, you can break keys of blocks apart if you want and throw them away, but I actually want that, so I'm going to drag and put it back again. So let's test that. So always test your code before you move on. So let me try it. So when I press the green flag, my character goes back, and when I press the left arrow, there he goes. He rotates left, and he goes all the way around actually, but I want him to be able to rotate right. So that's working okay when I press the left arrow key, but I want him to do the opposite when I press the right with the right arrow key. So again, I need to go to my event blocks just here. If you remember, event blocks, and I'm going to choose the when key press block again. I'm going to put that underneath there. This time I'm going to choose the right arrow. So there is my right arrow press. And then what we need to do is the opposite to turning left. We want to turn right. So again, back in the motion blocks. And this time we're going to turn right or clockwise. That's anti-clockwise. It means going that way around. And this is clockwise or right, turning that way around. So I'm going to keep that on 15 degrees. And now we're going to test it once more. So there's my blocks nicely positioned. So press my green flag. Remember, he's here, but hopefully we'll go back to the right position. Oh, okay, so he's stopped and he's going in the wrong direction. So we need to make a little change here. So not just we want him to go to this position, we want him to make sure he's pointing in the right direction. So what I want is the point in direction. So we want our character to be pointing right or this way or 90 degrees. So in the motion blocks, again, just here, we have a special pointing direction block, which is down here. Okay, so I'm going to drag that and place it just here. Now, if you click on your 90 here, you'll see that 90 is pointing this way. So that's 0 degrees, 90 degrees, 180 degrees is downwards. Oops. So there's my pointing 90. Now I want to make sure when I click on my green flag, he's pointing in the right direction. So I'm going to drag that onto my green flag code here. You can put it before, after your go to, it doesn't really matter. So I'm going to put it there. So whenever I press my green flag, he's pointing in the right direction. Now, when I press my right and left arrow, I'm able to navigate my character around my track. And that is how you get your character moving. At the moment, nothing happens when he goes off the track. And that is what we're going to look at next. Okay, so I look forward to seeing you in the next tutorial to get your character moving automatically around the track and create those controls to move left and right. Okay, take care and I'll see you in the next tutorial.